I was the principal in the Bigg Boss house. So that I could let the mass out there prepare themselves for Anita Verma. It was all thought of.
Yeah. Just like the feel of like internalized shame and like feeling left out and feeling alone amidst like a group of people who are so unconditionally loving, and despite that feeling like there's something wrong with you, despite that, I think most people go through a phase of their life feeling like, my God, everybody hates me, like I'm doing something wrong.
You know, so I think that here, they were absolutely untarnished. They are not your regular filmy kids who have done X amount of shows or X amount of TVs and have some preconceived ideas about. They all have got varied life. They come from unique homes and they bring that personality to the fray.
Hello everyone, welcome to OTTplay show reel, and today I'm excited, nervous because I have 18 eyes looking at me right now from the show Big Girls Don't Cry, and we have the director Nitya Mehra, Pooja Bhatt and 7 stunning girls who are going to introduce themselves right now.
Go ahead and go.
Hi, I'm Avantika.
Hi, I'm Akshita. I'm Dalai. I'm Lhakyila. I'm Aneet. I'm Vidushi. And I'm Afrah.
Hi, welcome to OTTplay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to ask the young girls, like this show is, it explores the theme of resilience and self-discovery and everything, which the show is something which we have seen in a very long time. But as a viewer also, you must have seen these kind of shows and movies. But while enacting, while being a part of it, what set you apart from like different, and this especially from Big Girls Don't Cry? Like what you think is different from everything else that you've
I'd say firstly, there's nothing that's shock value about our show. Like you won't see elements of like sex or drugs or anything put in the show just because we want traction. It's all very character driven, it's all very plot driven. And secondly, the fact that it's female led, and I think that's really special to all of us that we got to be a part of this.
100%. I also say that like, at least in Indian media, the amount of content that we get to consume that is female driven and female centered and written by a woman and created by a woman is very limited. And so I think that what sets us apart is the fact that we all embrace the fact that we're very different and that this show is a risk in a way, but it also is catering to the female experience of what it means to be a young woman in India, which I think is something so much of the country experiences, but we don't often get to see ourselves represented on screen.
And also this like secret world of boarding schools, you know, you grow up, especially if you don't go to a boarding school, it's like either it's this mysterious thing that you want to be a part of, or it's a threat that your parents hold over your head, like if you're not good.
Had that boarding school.
So it's really a big mystery. So I think it's really fun to explore that world and find out what actually goes on inside those hallowed halls.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
I just want to say, I think what makes this show unique is the blend, because the way that we've put together different kinds of things is very unique. So you might see one aspect of it in a lot of things, and the other aspect of it might in a few things, but together what it brings, I think it's pretty unique and authentic. Like even the characters, it's about friendship and, you know, sisterhood, but the way each one of the characters perceive that and the lens that we're looking it through, and it's set in boarding school and, you know, a women-led cast from the beginning of the show to the ending of it. You know, we've reached, and all we've seen is a lot of strong, hardworking women on this show. And I feel that's what makes it special and, you know, it makes it stand out.
Yeah,
the blend. It's very unique. Sorry.
I don't think there's a show like this out there. I really don't.
You know, while watching, we already see an established gang already, and your character is the addition to it. But how did you guys establish this gang off screen that it actually emulated, and like it looked very like, oh my God, guys are a gang, like close knit people.
It just happened. There's no answer to that.
I think
It was just magic.
You guys like thrown into one room
We
and
had a
like bond.
series of workshops, but honestly, that very first day, like when we all met and like it just clicked, like we just vibed for some reason. It just clicked. When it's right, it's right. You know?
Yeah,
set
that's
of
why,
questions
you
that
know,
was
talk
given to us,
about
like, all of us
chemistry,
sat down together.
and it just happened.
It was really sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, the facilitators, Pooja and Sheena, they were amazing. But I also think the way that we've been chosen, it is just so amazing that even though we had not met each other se pehle, but the moment we were kept in a room, you could see the dynamics. मतलब even if we had not read the script, आप वो देख लोगे कि the room is shifting, the energy is shifting.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say even Avantika, she wasn't part of the workshops because she was busy with her amazing career.
In LA too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when she came to Ooty, we had all kind of bonded with each other. But it was like she sat down with us, and it was like
10 minutes in, and
so
we're like,
easy.
Yeah.
Just bonded. It's just sometimes it just clicks and it's just magic, and you knock on wood and thank God that it just worked that way.
And Nitya ma'am, I want to ask you, you have directed ensemble cast with experienced actor, and how was this rewarding for you directing a young group of people when you're already being work with experience and they are comparatively newer actors?
I think, I mean, you're right. They are little inexperienced compared to perhaps a few other things that I have done. But the joy that gave me, because the thing is that, you know, as you gain experience, whether it's in age or in your career, there is a level of, I don't know, I wouldn't say jaded, but it does, the experiences do build you, right? And I felt that our characters are so strong that let's bring in girls. And we really, I remember our showrunner Sudhanshu. We went on a limb and we I think went through 3,000 auditions to get these beauties out of it, because I think we needed people to come in that were just going to be extremely open to the authentic lens that we wanted to create. It had to be authentic, it had to be real, it had to be people that are not going to be like, no, where's my makeup in the morning? And is my hair okay? And is it, because you know what, when you wake up at 5 in the morning and you're in boarding school, nobody looks at their hair. Nobody. Yes, there's always one or two divas, but that may. But the thing is, at the end of the day, that level, that realism that we were looking for, I really felt, and also, to be honest, forget everything aside, we wanted the best actors, the best talent to portray these women. And that's what we went for. So it's simple. It's amazing. I'm truly, truly honored.
And Pooja ma'am, on set, were you the principal or also part of the gang?
I was the principal in the Bigg Boss house. So that I could let the mass out there prepare themselves for Anita Verma. It was all thought of.
Yeah.
It was all thought of in prep for this show of ours where I'm playing the principal. So for me, it was the greatest kick that she's cast me as a principal, because school mein mujhe bahut corridors mein samay bitana pada. I was a rebellious young child, and I'm a rebellious, not so young lady as well. That doesn't change with time. In fact, it becomes worse as you grow older, because then you have nothing to lose. So I think that for me, it was wonderful to be in Ooty.
Yeah.
Because the Nilgiris and Ooty have a very special place in my heart. मैंने अपने सारे फिल्म थे लेकिन मानता नहीं सड़क वहाँ पे शूट की थी. In fact, I remember shooting one day at Lovedale और पैकअप के बाद में कोई फैन ने मुझे एक forward or reminder दिया था कि it was 34 years of सड़क. And that evening we had the most magical sunset. So I said, here I am at 51, working with these nubile, beautiful girls and Nitya and Sudhanshu and Karan, and I said, you know, life is being very kind. So I have much to be grateful for.
Yeah. But wasn't it even exciting for you, because your character and you in real life, they are like conflict of interest. You don't stand by what the character is saying.
Well, there are certain things I do not stand for.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that are very me. For example, I think Anita Verma is somebody जो मतलब उसकी belief है, she believes in that world. It's painful how she goes about trying to maintain the sanctity of the institution. And I am somebody who is a team player. If I take up a cause, I will die for it. But I will maintain that. If I'm told that these are the rules that you have to live by, see, if you don't learn the rules, you can't break them. You know. So I think that is something that I could.
But I also remember, I remember my principal was I don't know, she is a role model for me for the rest of my life. And I feel like often the principals that are depicted in some of the school shows, they're very atypical. That strict, person. You know, they're not layered at all. And
And also stripped of their femininity.
yeah.
You know, why do women have to kind of be stripped of their femininity and become asexual as they grow older or younger? I think that that's what's amazing about this show, is that it recognizes, that, you know, like today, for example, I just read that the Supreme Court has said yes to a 14-year-old deciding where she wants to live. So it didn't shout down that voice because it was 14. So all of them in this show, they're growing up into adults and they're going through all these conflicting emotions about their sexuality, about their families, about who they are. And I think that that is something we need to listen to our young more. We need to listen to each other, let them speak. Age does not define wisdom. You know, लोग बड़े होते हैं, बूढ़े होते हैं, बड़े नहीं होते हैं. And you know, just because आप उम्र में छोटे हैं उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि you're very young. बहुत सारे मैंने ऐसे भी young लोगों को मैं मिली हूँ जिनके ख्याल बहुत पुराने हैं. So it's not a guarantee that a young body will have a young mind. You know, so I think that here they were absolutely untarnished. They are not your regular filmy kids who have done X amount of shows or X amount of TVs and have some preconceived ideas about. They all have got varied lives. They come from unique homes. And they bring that personality to the fray, which is why you have to applaud Nitya and Sudhanshu and Karan and the entire team for casting with so much of love. Because that's half the battle won. You cast right and step back, you know. And then, of course,
and also,
one more for love, one more for love, one more for love until you get what you want. So,
but it goes across. Even Pooja and all the other cast members that you'll see. Like I remember actually when we cast Pooja and you know her makeup order came in, they're like, "Acha, theek hai, ye karenge, wo karenge," and all. And I was like, "Yeah, what is this principle? This that?" And I was like, "That's it. We have to cut her hair off." Like because we've always seen the principals in the juda all the time.
So you said no juda for sure. I said that short hair. So I said, "Wig pehn sakte hain?" She said, "No, I want to cut it." So I said, what the hell is hair? It'll grow back. And then Odna comes in and gives me this haircut that I just loved. And I rocked. And then there was mini me in the show.
With the same hairstyle.
Same hairstyle. Trying to be the principal's pet and gets into trouble anyway. So I
we went for that authentic feel, which also kind of gives it a new...
Yeah, and therefore when they say chemistry, na, कि सिर्फ hero और heroine की chemistry नहीं होती है. Chemistry is between each person. So I think the fact that everyone has come on board with completely unique traits and quirks and eccentricities, and we've been brought together, and nobody's been told that, you know, you should look like her or you should be like her. We all are unabashedly ourselves. That is something that doesn't happen very often.
And that's what I love about the characterization. Like each character has their own story. I mean, it's like we see in different parts, but everything brought together, be it rebellious or two best friends fighting over a guy or sexual orientation or like getting inside or even your identity crisis and everything. I want to know from you girls that what was from your character that resonated with you the most or from each anything like you like from each other's character or anything like that.
Go girls.
I think it was actually quite amazing to me to read the script, you know and realize that this is the character that I was going to be playing. And fairly, I actually felt a bit of like distance and like almost difficulty and like saying yes completely to like let her in, because there were so many little things about her that made me feel like I was a teenager again. And especially the thing about, you know, having a really loving group of friends, but your own internal struggles making you feel like you have to change or you have to always pull attention to yourself and perform to continue their love towards you, you know, like perform to make sure that they won't stop loving you. So I think that was something I thought was depicted and written really beautifully
for
about
Pluggy.
Because I think that's something a lot of young women go through, where, you know, it's you think it's society and you think it's your friends, but so much of it is actually under se coming out that, you know, you're not enough for these people who have, you know, unconditionally loved you. Exactly.
I was just gonna say, like, it was the exact same thing, and I think like within the show, I think it's cool that a struggle like that is portrayed in two different ways. But I would say that that's exactly what I also connected with the most about my character, like the feel
Ludo. She's Ludo.
Just like the feel of like internalized shame and like feeling left out and feeling alone amidst like a group of people who are so unconditionally loving, and despite that, feeling like there's something wrong with you. Despite that, I think most people go through a phase of their life feeling like, my God, everybody hates me, like I'm doing something wrong, and I think it's just a really amazing portrayal of that. And I think
I really liked when Noor gives you hand and you actually walk away. You're still not ready. I really like that there was no closure given. I really like that fact that it's not like, okay, there has to be a full circle or anything. Like I will come when I'm ready. I really
love
like.
that you love that. I love that you love that. Yeah, that means a lot.
Yeah. Come on, Kavya.
What really resonated with me from the beginning was, it was also my audition scene. So the relationship between the mother and the daughter.
Yeah.
So first that, because I also have a wonderful relationship with my mom. And second, the background from which Kavya comes, she's a single child, I'm a single child. Very normal middle class upbringing. So I think जो middle class लोग होते हैं वो अपने बच्चों को एक ही चीज़ देते हैं, value system. So वो काव्या को भी मिला है, बहुत ऐसे strong value system वो मुझे भी मिला है. And I think what really was, she was putting people, places, things on pedestals. अपने से ज़्यादा समझती थी कि अगर मेरे पास ये होगा या मैं इस जगह में होंगी तो शायद मेरी वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी, है ना? So I think at that time I was also like, maybe you feel कि when you accomplish more, then you'll be valuable, है ना? कि when you'll be on Amazon Prime, then you'll be valuable. But how Nitya ma'am sees it, it's like you're already valuable, and that's why all the things are happening. So I think that's so important to know कि it's not outside in, it's inside out.
So, Life was not coming at you, it's coming from.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh, ये देखो ना. Philosophy. छोटी.
No, but I think that
Okay.
but I think what she said is very important message to give out there, because I think कि आज के दौर में हम हमारे young लड़कियां को especially एक ही young क्यों सबको with any stage of life, the world is only telling them कि हम आपको ऐसे improve कर सकते हैं. Fine, this is you, but I can make you better. Why make me better? This is me. I am unique. There is nobody else on the planet like me, or like her, or like her, or like her, or like you. So I think this is what this show celebrates, is each one's uniqueness. And no attempt to be able to kind of, polish and take off the rough edges. And, it's just the way they are. That itself is so refreshing.
Noor, come on.
So, for Noor, I actually auditioned first in 2020 before the lockdown, and ever since, like after that, there wasn't any response because COVID happened and the lockdown happened, and I still called the casting people and I was like, "Is there any update?" And they were like, "No, the world has shut down."
Yeah,
anyway,
for Noor, na?
Yeah, I actually called and they were like, "Oh, are you okay? Where are you?" So when I read about her, I instantly knew. I was like, I really want to get this character, because what I really liked was I instantly connected with Noor. I just felt like, it makes sense. I have to play this role, I get it, I get her. And what I really liked was that, stereotypes have been broken. She's not just a nerd who studies, and in every show it's like there's this nerd, she's studying and she's focused and she's doing all of that, but there's not much explored about her friendship and stuff like that, and her other emotions and many other things that go on in her life, her problems. It's just education related, and I really like that also.
Good.
So yeah.
Come on. Come on. That's Ruhi.
I play Ruhi. But I think for me, especially when I got the script and I mean, of course, read through my character, I was like, wow, this is really far away from who I am. I was not born rich. I was not born with like parents who were like, my mom would give me a whack if I did the kind of things that Ruhi kept on doing. So like familiarly, like those things were very, very different for me. But I think what resonated most with me was the fact that this character especially fails out loudly. When she messes up, she messes up. There's nothing covering it up. There's nobody saying that, hey, like we want redemption for. It's just that, all right, here's a person, she's discovering herself, she's 17 years old, she messed up. How is she dealing with it? How is she dealing with a friendship being like messy for a while there. And I think that's really nice to see that finally being explored. So that's something I really like about it. But I mean, when it comes to things that resonated with me, was probably the curly hair. Because I think it looks really good in the show.
That was a look.
That was a look.
Yeah.
JC?
I think I will have to agree with Afra on this one, because even when I read about JC, I could relate to it a lot, because even I was never like the gutsy one. I was like this, really like reserved, shy kind of friend. And then my best friend was the gutsy one, and I would make her do the deeds, And then even on this show, I was like, wow, this is all over again, like high school again. And I was like, Ruhi, get this done.
I think for me with Dia, I think from what Pooja ma'am was saying as well, there's a lot of times where like the world just keeps telling you what to be and what to be like. And what I loved about Dia was just how much she was just unapologetically herself. Like at all moments, she was just herself, and that was her big, like motive in life was just to stay true to herself, no matter what, even if it So I really like that about her, and it's just like her passion and her fight for all of it was just what drew me to her. So yeah,
I like the dynamics between you and Pooja ma'am. I mean, I think you had the maximum scenes because you were visiting the principal office.
हाँ पहले दिन पे मुझे जाके उनका
that was a nice icebreaker.
and second day we had that big scene.
Yeah.
We started our schedule with
and to be fair to her, this was the first time.
in front of a camera.
My
Yeah.
first time
Camera.
ever in front of a
And
camera.
Sudhanshu ने
that's
मुझे
what
बोला
Pooja
कि you
ma'am-
have to just go for it, and मैं मर रही थी. I'm like, I can't do this to this girl. I've been in that position so often in my life. But I remember at one point, when finally I was shouting, and then Sudhanshu said कि एक take आप ऐसे try करो without shouting. And that got to her when I didn't raise my voice. And she started weeping.
I was a mess.
And they was like, oh my god. I said, no, but this is what we strive for as actors, to touch that chord. So let her enjoy this moment.
Something really changed that day.
And then I said, aren't you feeling like a different person now? She said, yeah, I'm feeling so different. I'm feeling so light. So I saw that happen in front of my eyes, and it was magic.
That's so sweet. Yeah. I think my time's up. So thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you for watching. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again shamelessly because I can at my age. Is sisterhood means sharing each other's good work. So if you liked our show, you must talk about it. Not when the camera is rolling, in the real world, to other women and to other young men as well. We have no problem with young boys or men.
And thank you for taking note of the details.
Yeah,
Like, it really means so
yeah.
much. Such a good
Yeah.
observation. You remember.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank
I
you
think
so much.
10 more days or something, right?
Yes.
14th March.
14th March, everyone.
Yeah.
Big girls don't cry.
Thank you. Thank you so much.